Welcome to In Conversation With, hosted by Andrew Bond and powered by racevote.co.za. Tomorrow's results today! Tonight, Andrew sits down with two special guests from the Lloyd racing family. Jeff Lloyd, a legendary name in international horse racing, and Zac Lloyd, one of the exciting young talents making waves in the saddle today. Experience the stories, the victories, the passion, and the future of racing. Discussing Zac's upcoming trip to Royal Ascot. And then he is coming back home to South Africa for this year's Hollywoodbets Durban July. Andrew Bond, in conversation with Jeff and Zac Lloyd.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks, wherever you are, whatever time of day it is. We are so excited. I cannot even begin to tell you how excited I am about these two guests that we have with us tonight, all the way from the Gold Coast, where my mom and dad live. Zac on the right, Jeff on the left, or whichever way you're looking at them. Thank you very much for making time in your busy schedule to join us about your imminent trip to Royal Ascot and your imminent trip back to your homeland, South Africa. Thank you, Zac, and thank you very much, Jeff.
Pleasure, mate.
Hi, Andrew. Thanks for having us on.
Right, I've had a good look at your CV, and it makes for absolutely spectacular reading, particularly when I have these visions of you standing in the winner's enclosure at Greyville as a little mite. You've probably hardly ever been on a horse in your life at that stage, wielding the stick, emulating all these other great jockeys. Now you are a great jockey, a young great jockey. You've won, I think it's 6 grade ones, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's been a fantastic year for you this year and last year, and Australia has been very good to you guys.
Yeah, my CV is probably a tenth of the man next to me here, but we're slowly catching up, surely. But no, it's been some would say a breakout year for myself, and yeah, my riding has gradually improved. Obviously, big help having my dad constantly on my tail. But yeah, it's been a massive year, probably headlined by winning one of the 4 majors in Australian racing, which is the Golden Slipper. So yeah, I'm super excited, and that's obviously projected me on a global stage, and that's allowed me to head over to Royal Ascot this coming month, and then yeah, probably the most exciting thing of all, coming back to South Africa for the Durban July.
You see, the thing is that you can only have a mentor that rules quietly. And Jeff has always been a guy that just leads by example. You see what he does, you try and emulate what he does. He's always there to talk to you and to give you good advice. And I'm sure that besides the fact that you managed to get into the Chris Waller yard, which is a massive, massive step. People don't realize just exactly what Chris Waller's name means in Australia. You managed to get an award that he kept for 12 consecutive years. It's like Summerhill Stud, and that was no mean feat. I'm sure you were greatly honored to get that award.
Yeah, it come as a massive surprise. I was attending the awards night because I was the champion apprentice, and received that award, done my speech, sat back down, and then I was massively shocked to realize I'd won probably the most prestigious award on the night, the Bart Cummings medal that Chris obviously has a chokehold on. And I had a very good year that year. I broke the record for the most winners by an apprentice by a long way. So it was a massive achievement and honor to go up and receive that award. And yeah, he's gone back to winning it, but I was happy to take it for 1 year.
Zac, I want to take you back a step. I've got a piece of video footage from Anthony Del Pesce's wedding. I'm pretty sure it was his wedding, where Jeff stands up and he says, you know, it's getting a bit boring because David Payne says, don't worry, we can beat Millard and Coetzee this year. We've got stock. But, you know, when you've got stock like you've got in Chris Waller's yard, it must make you feel so privileged to have managed to get that opening where, in actual fact, Godolphin were not taking apprentices, and it was the relationship with Darren Beedman that afforded you that opportunity to get into that yard.
Yeah, that was obviously a massive step in my career. Heading to Sydney for Godolphin, the massive powerhouse organisation that they are, and Darren was a massive help in helping me to get that. And I was also very good friends with the head director of Godolphin, Vin Cox. So he knew me, and me and him had a good relationship, so that also helped. And then yeah, obviously that helped me ride a lot of winners, which caught the attention of Chris Waller. And when you're talking about a guy who has two or three runners in every race on a Saturday, if you're not in that yard, you're definitely minimising your chances of winning as many races as possible. So all his horses are very well prepared. You might be on the third stringer, but you still have a very high chance of winning. So if you're not in his yard, you're running at you're running a step behind everyone else. But yeah, it's a great honour to ride for him. He's a pleasure to ride for.
Jeff, I'm going to bring you into the equation here because, you know, you always want the best for your son. You always want the best for your wife, for your daughter, who you must be so proud of. And of course, you know, Jaden, who's now also gaining traction. He had a couple of suspensions, but putting your son into a Hall of Fame kind of era with Chris Waller, you must have pinched yourself and thought, geez, does it get much better than this?
Yeah, look, obviously, Zac, right from the beginning, he did the necessary steps himself to get himself into Godolphin's yard as an apprentice, which afforded an opportunity to go ride in Sydney, because originally, obviously, he was riding here where we are at the Gold Coast. So, you know, that he achieved himself, which in its own right, I was very proud of the step he took to get that opportunity. And James Cummings, as we know, is now in Hong Kong, and a great man to ride for. And Zac will agree with me, absolute gentleman of a man, and nobody can have an apprenticeship with a better mentor than James and Darren Beedman. And as you mentioned, Chris Waller's obviously a man with hundreds of horses. Every top jockey wants to be in the camp. James McDonald, the best jockey in the world, is obviously his main jockey. But if you're in the camp, there's chances, like Zac's ridden a Group 1 winner for them. So yeah, as Zac stated, you have to be in the camp.
Isn't it amazing how that beautiful expression, I use it often because I love it. It's called destiny is never to be dissected, but to be marveled at. That James McDonald goes and wins Chris Waller's 200th Grade 1 winner at the Gold Coast. I phoned you 2 minutes before. He said, do you mind if I phone you back? I just want to watch this Group 1 race.
Yes.
And obviously, Zac wasn't in that race, but it was poetic justice, one has to say.
Yeah, it was. You know, whenever you're versing them in a Group 1, it's very hard to win. So that was a very good horse race. Probably 3 or 4 of the best horses in Australia were in that race. And yeah, obviously Birdman won, and won quite convincingly. So it was obviously a good day for them.
Now, I remember your dad holding up the plane in Bloemfontein. Now, I mentioned Bloemfontein because they don't race there anymore. But it was a hell of an excursion to go down to Bloemfontein and the fun that went on with it. Now, I'm trying to create an analogy over here between winning the Magic Millions, which you did, Jeff. I think you won it for Gillian Heinrich, if my memory serves me correctly. How do you
Toby
compare
Edmonds.
I beg your pardon?
Toby Edmonds.
Toby Edmonds. Oh, so he was the guy that Zac was indented to on the Gold Coast.
That's where I first started for, yeah.
Okay, so how do you compare winning the Magic Millions, which is a very, very expensive and prestigious race? How do you compare that to winning the Golden Slipper, which Zac has now done?
No, you can't compare. It's like winning the Drillall Stakes and the July. It is one of the most prestigious races on the Gold Coast. It sits very high on our calendar, but as far as Sydney, Melbourne, the Slipper, the Cox Plate, those Melbourne Cups and that, they are in another level.
I just want to say that winning the Drill Hall Stakes is not such a bad thing, because I remember Wolf Power winning the Drill Hall Stakes.
Yeah.
And we
The
were
Magic
all
Millions is a
worried
good
about
race to win.
Yeah.
Sorry?
So the Magic Millions also is a very good race to win. I wouldn't say no to it.
No.
Yeah, your turn will come, particularly living on the Gold Coast. But right now, as things stand, please explain to us, how did this Royal Ascot situation evolve?
Funny enough, just randomly, probably a month and a half ago, I'm good friends with Billy Loughnane, who's taking the racing world by storm in the UK. And when he
Sure
come
is.
over to ride in Australia, I sort of spent a lot of time with him and tried to help him as much as I can. He didn't do very well over here, but it's obviously it was a good experience for him. And he's obviously the main rider for George Bowie, who's a very, very good upcoming young trainer in the UK. He just won the 2000 Guineas with Bo Echo. And George Bowie messaged Billy and just said, how could we go about trying to get Zac over here for the summer to try help out? And obviously I can ride probably down to 51 kilos, and Billy can probably only ride down to about 56 kilos. So that leaves a bit of a window for myself to try hopefully get some opportunities with the lighter weight horses that Billy can't ride. And I also have a bit of experience riding for Charlie Appleby in Godolphin. I went over there for a couple of weeks a couple of years ago and rode a bit of work there, and I really enjoyed it. So I've been in contact with Charlie Appleby, and if hopefully I can just get some opportunities to show what I can and do, and obviously you're going to need a bit of luck as well.
Yeah, and the one race that I'm asking you to watch very carefully before you go there is watch Black Caviar.
Find out where the winning post is.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's a day that I shall never, ever forget, because to get to see Black Caviar and Frankel on the same day at Royal Ascot was just unbelievable. And there's always going to be great horses. There might not be a Frankel, there might not be a Black Caviar, but there'll be great horses. Yeah. You must be so excited about going to Royal Ascot, Zac.
I am, and as you mentioned, Black Caviar and Frankel, like hopefully I can just get a couple rides on the days at Royal Ascot, because I'll be a fan there as well. I'll get to see the horses like Gestard and Bo Echo and Trawlerman and all those good horses that I sit back and watch in Australia, and you get to see them in the flesh. I'm going to be a fan as well as hopefully competing. So no, I'm very excited.
You know, you mentioned a horse called Trawlerman. Now, I remember one of the most incredible rides I've ever seen in my entire life. Frankie Dettori on Trawlerman. He went to the complete outside of the course. The whole field was on the inside. He decides, no, Frankie Dettori's going that side. He must have saved conservatively 10 to 15 lengths. He only wanted a short head, but maybe the horse wasn't good enough to win if he was in the pack. Have a good look at that race, because it's something that I will never forget, and I'm sure you as a jockey also have great reverence if it does ring a bell to you.
No, it doesn't quite ring a bell to me. I'll have to look it up.
Okay. Gov, get the bell out. Ring it. Anyway, to cut a long story short, how did the conversation evolve with regard to you coming back to South Africa to do something that your beloved and dearly cherished father did for so many years? He never, ever had that Michael Roberts happy ending with Super Quality in 1997. But he's still got a record that nobody will ever break. Nobody will ever run third in the July 7 or 8 times, maybe 9 times.
11.
11. You're cutting it short.
11. Don't cut me short. It took me a long time to get 11.
Was there ever a time that you thought you could win it?
Before the race?
Yeah, when you were, in the like Shah's Star or something like that.
Oh, yeah, there were a few times. Pedometer, I thought would win. Crack bloody Royal Chalice. Bodrum. I rode some very good horses in the race. But,
didn't you get a fine for Pedometer?
Yeah, I stopped riding before the line and got caught for second. That's right.
He just wanted to run another third.
I just want to get third. I'm going to ruin my record.
I'll tell you what, if I'm in a photo finish for second, third, I'm going to be trying my guts out. I don't want to run third.
He doesn't want to run third.
And Zac, I just want to make this abundantly clear. The purpose of this phone call is to catch up with you, not to ask you who you're riding in this year's Hollywoodbets July for 10 million rand. It's irrelevant. Whatever you end up is whatever you end up. But just to have a ride in the race for a powerful stable must be very exciting too.
Yeah, very exciting, and obviously I'm going there to try win. It's going to be a great experience to be riding on the day and seeing all those horses and meeting all those people. But my main goal is there to go and win. So yeah, hopefully I can get put on a horse with a chance, and then it's obviously up to me to give my horse the best possible chance of winning. But I'm sure that the Snaith, they're very similar to Waller. And, you know, they're not going to have a run in the race. That's not going to be competitive. So, and they're going to be there on the day in tip-top conditions. So just to have a ride for them, I'm sure is going to be in there with a chance. And obviously you're going to need a bit of luck. But I'll be watching all the replays that I can and I'll try catch up probably all of June on the racing there to eye out those horses. So yeah, I'm very excited and I want to win. So yeah, hopefully it can eventuate.
Well, I can tell you one thing. You're not going to be riding See It Again. That I know for sure. It's very, very unlikely that you're going to carry 62. That makes no sense whatsoever. But the Daily News 2000 runs this weekend. And, you know, they're two very, very serious contenders in the race. And, of course, Wishlist runs in the Woolhampton, which is now no longer a 3-year-old Grade 1 race, but it's a 3- and 4-year-old Grade 2 race, which has taken a bit of a gloss of it. But still, I think you may just see the Hollywoodbets July winner run this Saturday. Have you had a look at the card at all?
I have not, but I did know that race was on, and yeah, I was going to be watching it with close eyes.
Okay, so will you be here for the gallops?
I would not know. The gallops are what on the Thursday? Did you say?
It's 10 days
Yeah,
out,
yeah. No, I'll still be in the UK riding. I look to get there probably on the Tuesday, Monday the week before, and by then I'll know which horse I'm on, and hopefully I can get to sit on the horse on whatever day he may gallop or she gallop.
And other rides on the day, I mean, who will be taking care of that? Are you leaving that entirely up to Team Snaith?
Well, yeah, I would really like to get a feel of the track, and obviously there's great other races on the day. I think, did you win?
I won one after the July.
Was it group races?
It was. What did I win there on July Day?
Petrarch,
And-
was it called?
No. It was for
Garden
Candace
Province?
Dawson. No, for Candace Dawson. Had a funny name on July Day. Forgotten the horse's
But yeah,
name.
anyway, I would love to
Maybe
get a
the
couple
Mercury,
rides on the day.
The merchants.
No, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I think I'm still going to have a chat to Jono and discuss. I think when I went over there, Dee's helped me get a book of rides. I'll just speak to Jono and see who he suggests the best person that they deal with, and ask if that person, whoever it may be, that they have had a lot to do with, if they could take Zac on for the day and try and book him as many rides as possible. So I was going to just leave it for a while, but probably this week I'll give Jono a call and just put that by him.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing quite like winning it yourself, but I'm sure that your heart will be so full if your dear son could manage to get the July monkey off its back.
Do you know what shit it's going to cause? Every time I have something to say, you say, "Did you win in July?"
No, but my son did.
No, it's it'll be honestly like the Slippers was the best feeling. His first Group 1 winner being the Stradbroke, which is our biggest race in Queensland. He won. That was his first Group 1. So those are the best two. But if he happened to win the July, just because of what it means to me for all the years, for him to do it, if he happened to do it, of course, I'll probably be the first time I'll be. No, it won't be the first, but I will be crying.
Definitely not the first.
Yeah, I remember one day, Jeff, we were sitting in a private box. It might have been Roy Meeker's box at Clarewood, after you had that horrific fall at Greyville when the rain snapped and you fell into the field. I think you might have been riding one of Doug Campbell's horses. I mean, no
Willie
fault.
Peters.
I beg your pardon?
Willie Peters.
Oh, was it Willie Peters?
Yeah.
Gee,
Hatchet
65 years
Man.
old, and I can't even remember Willie Peters or Doug Campbell. That's bad. That's shocking.
It's called Hatchet
Anyway,
Man.
I think you cried that day. That must have been terrible.
No.
Not only did half your face come adrift, but your arm is broken, your ribs are broken. It's part and parcel of the whole thing. Anyway, let's get to the nice side of it. When you go down to the start at Flemington for the Melbourne Cup, I think that can be the only thing that can be comparable to the Rothmans July or the Vodacom Durban July, or now known as the Hollywoodbets July. That excitement, that cauldron effect, would that be one of the most exciting moments of your life, Zac, when you went down to the start for the Melbourne Cup?
Yeah, it was unbelievable, and luckily we've both been able to do so. But because the gates are down the Flemington straight, there's a 1,000-meter straight, and the gates are probably at like the 800-meter mark down that chute. So you canter right past all the 100,000 crowd, and it just keeps going. It's extended and extended, and yeah, I presume I remember when I was down there the last time, watching my dad in the July when he ran second on Made to Conquer. I was trying to find a spot in the crowd to watch the race, and I couldn't. So me and Jaden had to like run back inside to try. It was just that many people, and yeah, I can imagine it's going to be unbelievable. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and he had to do it again.
Yeah. I wish I didn't watch the race now.
Yeah. Well, look, you know what? I honestly believe that less is more. I could talk to you for hours, and I'm hoping that I have an opportunity to get to meet you when you come to South Africa.
For sure.
Either somewhere near Summerfeld. But the bottom line is we are really, really very excited and very honored to have you on our show. Jeff, thanks for organizing this. Send lots of love to Nicola, to Jaden, to Taya, and to your whole family. We're really looking forward to seeing you here in South Africa.
Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Thank you for having us on, It was really good.
Travel safely and look forward to seeing you at home.
Thanks,
Cheers, mate.
Thank you for watching Andrew Barn in Conversation with Jeff and Zac Lloyd. Powered by RaceVault. Tomorrow's results today. And proudly brought to you by Form Grids. For more racing insight, expert analysis, and premium content. Stay one step ahead, stay informed, and stay with the racing tool that's powering the modern punter. Formgrids.co.za. Until next time, from Andrew Bond, Jeff Lloyd, Zac Lloyd, and the entire RaceVault team, we wish you good racing.